This is CM Punk, professional wrestler. I am straight edge. And I first discovered straight edge, I'd say, when I was about 15 years old, and I was in detention reading old Maximum rock and roll magazines. And obviously I got into it via Minor Threat and different punk rock bands, but Minor Threat was the main inspiration. I feel I've been straight edge my entire life, and I didn't really fit in with any of the people in my school. I'd actually say there's three things that that's always been with me: straight edge, punk rock, and wrestling. So you can imagine I was kind of the outcast in my high school. But when I found out about the straight edge subculture, I realized that there was like I guess for lack of a better term, I had a label, and I actually did fit in somewhere. It didn't happen to be where I was at the time, but I grew up with an alcoholic father. He never beat me, he never raised a hand against my mother or anything like that, but I'd seen enough ridiculous, stupid things between my mother and her prescription pills and just hanging out with an older crowd when I was a kid, that I didn't understand a lot of the fun to what partying was. So I just never did it. I didn't understand waking up next to somebody you don't remember going to bed with. I didn't understand, getting blackout drunk and not remembering the good times you had with your buddies. And I feel so strongly about it that I've just always been this way. It just made sense, and I never had identified with anything. I was about 17 years old. I got drug-free tattooed on my knuckles, because this is a commitment. This is how serious I am about this. And something I've never been is preachy. I don't preach to other people. Because to me, a lot of the times you tell kids what not to do, and they're going to go ahead and do it. I tell people to keep an open mind and accept everybody, because even though I'm not a religious person, there's a lot of religious people that turn me off to religion. I have religious friends, but it's just like everything in life. I think there's good and there's bad. I'm not a hardliner. I don't push it on anybody else. I accept people for who they are, and I think that's what Toby's doing, and I think that's what's so great about it, is he's just opening people's minds to this idea that you don't need a crutch. You don't need to drink to have fun. You don't need to drink to party. I mean, I've been into some crazy parties. I've hosted some crazy parties, and they've all been, drug-free. I've been sober my entire life. Another thing that Toby likes to talk about is PMA, and it's another thing that I've kind of lived my entire life before I ever heard the term PMA. I visualize what I want to happen, and I make it so through hard work, determination, and just persevering through good times, through bad times. And you always got to keep your head above water. You got to keep your chin up, and you got to kind of bring everybody up around you. And that's what Toby's doing. I feel so strongly about being straight edge and about living a life with a positive mental attitude that it's infectious. You can help other people. You can lift other people up and show them that while there's not just one way to live life, this is just an alternative to drugs, to alcohol, to negativity. And I truly believe, you're given one shot, you're given one go around, and you got to make the best of it. One life, one chance.